Right, guys. That's it. I think I've had it. I can't do it. I can't scroll through my phone for more than 5 minutes without seeing some smarmy getting a rented Lambo telling me to buy the dip. Buy the dip, mate. The whole thing is the dip. They've been selling you a dream all this time, and it's time for you to wake up and smell the. We need to talk about crypto here, and I'm not going to hit you with charts and jargon and all that nonsense. I'm going to talk about the promises, the big fat juicy lies that they told us originally to get us to actually buy into the stuff. Because it's not just a few tech nerds anymore, is it? We're talking about millions of us. The Financial Conduct Authority, the FCA, the people who are actually supposed to be watching the financial system in the UK, they said that about 12% of UK adults now own crypto. 12%. That's nearly 7 million people in this country. And with an average of just about $2,000, I think, each sitting in this stuff, this isn't a game. This is people's savings. It's money for a house deposit, for a kid's future. And it's pretty much been built on a foundation of lies. And look, before the crypto bros start hammering their keyboards in the comments, comment for me, let's be clear. I know what blockchain is. And I appreciate it's got its uses, and I understand that it had a noble utopian dream of how things were meant to work. But I'm not talking about fairy tales now. I'm talking about the here and now, the system as it actually operates. The one that's fleecing people. So with that said, let's crack on. Lie number one, the big one, the promise that started it all. But before I mention it, let's go back to the start in 2008. The sacred text written by the ghost Satoshi Nakamoto, the Bitcoin white paper. Do you know what it was called? It was called a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. You see that? Cash and system. It was meant to be digital money, something that you could actually use to buy a pint and a packet of crisps without needing a bank. A simple, direct, low-cost way to pay for things. At least that was the dream. Yeah, dream. So I'll ask you, when was the last time you saw anyone pay for their round at the pub with Bitcoin? I'll wait. When did you last see someone, buy petrol with their Bitcoin? You haven't ever, because you can't. Anyone buying crypto now is speculating, and banking it will go to the moon and turn them rich overnight, as opposed to trying to use it as cryptocurrency. Bitcoin is not cash. Its price swings more than a drunk on a seesaw. One day is worth 50k, the next it could drop 30% before you've even finished your breakfast. How can anyone price a loaf of bread in something that volatile? How can a shopkeeper, accept it, knowing that before his wrongest till it could crash? They can't. It is fundamentally broken for its original purpose. And you want to know the proof? The absolute proof that they know it's a lie. Well, right now they've had to invent something called stable coins. So these are coins that are pegged to the good old US dollar, just to stop them from bouncing all over the place. They had to create a boring, centralized dollar-backed token just to do the job that Bitcoin was supposed to do in the first place. The European Union is also creating their own digital currency, and listen, while these government-backed coins could eventually revolutionize the future of banking, they would still be overseen by the government. And I'm sorry, isn't that against Bitcoin's original premise? And lie number two. Oh, yeah. This was the big one for the guys who wear Guy Fawkes masks, on their profile pictures. The libertarian fantasy. We are going to be free from the government. We are going to be free from all the banks. Power to the people. Down with the fat cats. They even baked it into the very first block of Bitcoin ever created. A little message about the chancellor bailing out the banks in 2009. It was a big digital 2 fingers up to the establishment. And so how's that little revolution working out for you guys? Because from where I'm sitting, the state is not running scared. It's actually getting organized. Here in the UK, look, the FCA is crawling all over this market. They're shutting down illegal crypto ATMs. They've made it a criminal offense to promote this stuff to Brits without having the right permissions. They're not trying to kill it. They're actually putting a leash on it, and they're dragging it into their own space, into their own very world. And the final nail in the coffin of freedom for crypto guys, it's a new law in the UK, the property bill. It sounds boring, but stay with me. This law officially makes your Bitcoin just another piece of property, like your telly or like your car. It means that it can be frozen by a court. It can be seized by creditors if you go bust. It can be split in a divorce settlement. It can be taxed and inherited under the same old boring rules as everything else. they've been absorbed by the system. And it's not just us. The Yanks across the pond are doing the exact same thing with their Genius Act and Clarity Act, I think they call it. The walls are closing in globally. The idea that this is some ungovernable pirate utopia is the biggest joke of it all. Lie number 3, anonymity, the big secret, the untraceable digital cache of the dark web. Do you remember all the stories about the Silk Road? Well, they made you think that you could operate in the shadows, totally invisible. No, mate, not possible. What an absolute load of old cobblers. Let me explain the blockchain, the tech behind this, in a way that they don't want you to understand. See, they told you that it was a secret diary. It's not. It's a public billboard. Every single transaction you make is written on it forever, for everyone to see. It's not anonymous, it's actually pseudonymous. Think of it like this. Your crypto wallet has a code, a long string of numbers and letters. But the second the police can link that code to you, well, it's game over. Your entire financial history is in that wallet and it's laid bare for them to see. And how do they link it? Well, the moment you buy crypto or you sell it for proper money, you have to go to an exchange like Coinbase. And what do Coinbase ask for? They ask for your passport, your driver's license, your address. It's called KYC, know your customer. And once they have that, well, yeah, they have you. The police can get that information and they can follow the money right to your doorstep. You don't believe me? Well, ask the American bloke who paid a hitman in Bitcoin to murder his wife in 2021. What happened? The FBI traced it and he had to plead guilty. Ask the hackers who held a US oil pipeline to ransom for millions in Bitcoin. The FBI got most of it back within weeks. The police are not scared of this technology. They absolutely love it. It's a permanent, unchangeable global ledger of evidence. It's a forensic gold mine. It's often easier for them to trace that cash to trace the Bitcoin than cash that you store in offshore banks. You see, every transaction you've ever made is on that billboard forever. It's just waiting for someone to pin your name next to it. And finally, lie number 4, the holiest of holies, the word that they whisper with religious reverence, decentralization. Yeah, right. Power to the people. No more fat cats in boardrooms. It's a financial democracy where everyone has a say. Sounds lovely, doesn't it? What's the reality? Well, it's one of the most ridiculously centralized systems on the planet. It's actually a digital feudalism, and I'm going to put a graphic on the screen to illustrate what the point I'm trying to make. Look at that. Just look at it. Less than 2% of all the wallets control over 90% of all the Bitcoin in existence. So you have a tiny handful of so-called whales who own almost everything, and they can move the market with a single trade, and they often do. These guys aren't revolutionaries. They're just the new fat cats that Bitcoin was trying to avoid. And how do they secure this so-called decentralized network? By committing an environmental crime on a global scale. Bitcoin mining uses more electricity than entire countries, more than Poland, more than Finland. Its carbon footprint is bigger than Qatar's, and the waste it uses is staggering. A single Bitcoin transaction, just one, uses more electricity than an average British household will use in a whole month. Its carbon footprint is apparently the same as watching YouTube for over 100,000 hours. And for what exactly? To power a network that is pathetically, laughably inefficient. Bitcoin can handle a maximum of about 7 transactions per second. 7. Your Visa card does tens of thousands. And so we've established that it's not cash, it's not free from the government, it's not anonymous, and it's sure as hell not decentralized. Every single one of the founding promises that they made has been broken. Every one of them is a lie. The revolution has been co-opted, my friends. The dream has been sold out to the very bankers, the very same speculators, the very establishment that it was supposed to replace. They've taken a radical idea and turned it into just another playground for the rich. It's just another way to fleece ordinary people of their hard-earned money, all the while cooking the planet for a bit of profit. They lied to you, and they're still lying to you. They're lying to me, they're lying to all of us. They're counting on your hope, your fear of missing out, your FOMO. Don't let them. Wake up.